Hi, my name is Frazer and welcome to Graphic Card Repairs. So today we have another 3070. This is the 3070 Ventus. It's a dual two fan card. Now this card does not detect. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start off by taking measurements. So I'm testing 12 volts PCIe and there's no short. 3.3 volts, no short, but the resistance is slightly low. 12 volts 8 pin, no short. The second pin 12 volts, and there is no short. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to open up this card and we are going to take a look inside. But if I just press this side, I find this card a little bit flimsy, as if it had dropped. I can feel some kind of some a movement here. I don't know if it's by design. I don't think, but it's moving. If I press it a little bit, I can feel you know the cooler moving against the PCB there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up this card and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so we have gone ahead and removed the cooler, and now let's take a look. Let's take some readings and see what we find. Okay, so we'll start off by the 12 volts here, and there's no short, it's fine. We'll take a look at the 8 pin the second 8 pin, and it's fine. Let's take a look at 5 volts. There is no short. 1.8 volts. There is no short. PEX. There is no short. Okay, so all the readings are okay. Let's take a look at the 12 volts here, and there is no short. Okay, so there is no short on this particular card. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a look under the microscope and see if we can find anything. So I'm just going to switch over. There you go. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this particular chip is not sitting in place. Okay, so you can see a lot of corrosion on this particular card. Now, it could be possible that uh, it's some of the pads are not making contact, and also I can see some flux that is here. So probably this card is worked on previously by someone, and I can also see flux around the GPU core. Maybe they tried to reflow or something. Maybe that is a reason. But we'll continue. Okay, there should be one resistor here. There. Yeah. It's there, but we don't know if it's making contact. I'm a little bit skeptical about this area here. We'll come back to this. Let's take a look at the back. So you can see there's a lot of corrosion. Normally cards with corrosions are very, very difficult. So you don't know where the fault is. And I see something here. Some kind of flux. We'll have to come back to this one, probably take a closer look later on. Let me turn the thing around. Okay, so far there are a lot of areas where there could be a fault. What we will do is we will connect our power supply and check where or what is missing on the card. So I'll just get my power supply ready. Okay, and some plastic to support. Okay. So what I see is currently it's drawing. Let me see if I can move this and switch over. Okay, so currently if I take a look, if I turn it on, you can see it's drawing 0.06 amps. So 0.06 amps is very less. So we will check what exactly is missing. Let me. Okay. Disconnected my multimeter. Okay, I hope it's visible. Okay, so let's find out what we are missing here. So if I look at 12 volts and I have 12 volts, there's no memory, there's no PEX, there is 1.8, and there is 5 volts. So if we have 5 volts, let's take a look if we have core. Just turn this around. I'm assuming there's no core, and we don't, because the GPU chip is nice and cold. So we don't have core, we don't have memory, we don't have PEX. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to probe and see why we are missing PEX. Okay, let me switch over. Move to the microscope. Okay, so we are missing PEX. There's no PEX. Now, what I'll do is I'll just probe around and see what I find, and I'll get back to you with my findings and show you what I found. Okay, so coming back to what my findings are, let me just switch my positive probe to a finer tip. So I'm going to show you what I found. Okay, so you can see this particular chip. Okay, this is an Endgate. Now this powers on the via the MOSFETs for the core. Okay, so it gives a power good signal. Okay, now if I take a look, if I turn this thing on, if I take a look, okay, pin 1, I hope I'm not locking. Okay, so if I look at pin 1, I have 3.3. Okay, pin 2, I have 2.4. Pin 3 is ground, pin 4 is 5 volts, and this is pin 4. This is pin 5, sorry. Pin 5 is out. Pin 5, we have 5 volts. And pin 4 is supposed to be output. So this outputs 5 volt, and we don't have 5 volt. Now the thing here is I have to verify if on this pin if I'm supposed to get 3.3 or if I'm supposed to get 5, because I feel on this pin I should get 5 volts, but instead I'm only getting 3.3. So my 5 volt is missing somewhere. So I will investigate as to why I'm getting 3.3 and not 5 on this pin, because if I get 5 volts on this pin, I will and 5 volt on this pin, I should get 5 volt on this pin as well. So I'm going to investigate further as to why I'm getting only 3.3 and not 5 volts. So I will just probe around further and I'll come back with my findings. Okay, so I have verified that on this pin I should have 3.3. I should have 2.3 here, and this is ground. 5 volts here, and this is the output. But if I turn this on and you like take a look at the multimeter, we have 3.3 here. Okay, as you can see, there's some reflection. There's 3.3. There is 2.4 here. This is ground. We have 5 volts here, but there is no output. So this chip, this Endgate is faulty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this Endgate, and then we will test it from there. So I'm going to take the Endgate from the donor board. Let me just switch over so So it could also be that this particular chip here is not installed correctly. First, what I'll do is I'll try installing this correctly, but I see that it is making contact. So there is no issue with no contact or something like that. But I see that it is making contact, but there is nothing, no output at all. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the end gate from a known card, a donor board, and then we are going to go ahead and install this one on that one. So this is the gate that we require. Let me turn on my hot air. Some flux. Let's take this out. Let me switch over to the microscope so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. I'll just keep this aside. I feel maybe someone had tried replacing it or tried to do something, but I see that the job is not done. Because it's if you see the points are not exactly in place. We replace it here. Mm, Sorry, where did it go? Did I lose it? I think it just flew off somewhere out in the blues, and I can't find it. Um, okay, so that is what happens. These parts are so tiny that you tend to lose them very easily. Okay, so let me find another N gate which may be compatible. I'm going to take the N gate from here. Let me take this one. And this time I'm going to make sure that I don't lose it. Or let me take the one here. No, I think that's good enough. This is the same part number. So it's okay if I put this one there. I'm going to make sure that I don't lose it this time. These parts are super tiny and they can just fly off. Just like magicians, they disappear. And if they disappear, it's impossible to find them because they are so tiny you can't see them with the naked eye. Okay, still that. This is my Endgate. We'll put this down so that it is straight and it's not crooked. That's how we saw it earlier. Let me straighten it. I like to ensure that my components are straight. There you go. So I'm just going to touch this up with my soldering iron. Let me put in some more flux. There you go. Clean my tip. It's important that your tip is clean, but you can see my tip is now due for replacement. Okay. So Endgate is soldered. We will just clean it up. And we'll take a look at the work that's done. Okay, it looks okay to me. What we are going to do is now we are going to go ahead and test the card. So, do you think we have the card working now? The only voltage that we had missing was specs, core, and memory. Let's find out. Okay, so first I'm going to take a look at what is the kind of power draw we have. And I feel the card is working because my power draw has just shot up to normal. Let's take a look at specs. We have specs now. Let's take a look at, oh, sorry. I'll do the reading again. Let me show you what exactly I'm doing. Okay, so let's take the reading again. So specs, we have specs. You can see that we have 0.9. Let's take a look since we are on the front. Let's take a look at the memory. And we have memory. Let's take a look at the core. So we are going to check the core. Okay. So it looks like we don't have the core voltage. We have everything else except for core. Okay, so let's find out why we don't have core voltage. But we do have specs. Try again. Sorry, I don't have the ground connected. Okay. There you go. Do we have specs? Yes, we do have specs. I feel maybe I didn't have the ground connected. Did I have the ground connected? I'm not too sure. Or maybe the ground was not connected properly. Yes, we do have. Okay, so we do have, it's just that my ground was not connected properly, so it wasn't showing the reading. So the card is drawing normal power from the power supply. So I'm just going to turn this power supply off. And we are going to assemble this card. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to assemble this card and put it on my bench, and then we will test it out. So before I put in the cooler, let me put it on the bench and test it. Just a second. Okay, so I've put in the card on my test bench, connected the HDMI cable, and we'll see if the card is detected and if this card is a fix. Okay, so card is detected. Let's see if we have a picture. And we have a picture. There you go. So this card is a fix, and I will not stress test this card right now, but what I will do is I'll go ahead and put in the cooler, and then we'll go ahead and stress test this card. Okay, so I have gone ahead and installed the cooler on the card. Okay, so I'm just going to start the card. Okay. Let me run into Windows. There you go, so it's loading into Windows. So it's going to install the drivers. Let's see if we have any errors. Okay, it looks like it's doing something. Let's see if it installs. Okay. Let's find out. There you go. So the drivers have been installed. So I'll just check on GPU Z. Sorry. Okay, so all the information that is required is showing in there, so we know that the card is working. Let me just do a small test, just a 5-second. I'll run the benchmarks and things, keep it under stress for later on, but for this video I'm just going to go ahead and just run one stress test just to see if there are any artifacts. If there are no artifacts, well and good, we can call it a day. Okay, so Heavens is running and there are no artifacts whatsoever, so we can call it a fix. The temps are okay, normal. Now that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Have a good day.